This is crazy, but in the late 1980s, PepsiCo briefly became the owner of a Soviet warship fleet, 17 submarines, a frigate, a destroyer, and a cruiser. The Soviet currency, the ruble, was non-convertible and pretty much worthless outside the USSR, so this made traditional trade really difficult and eventually led to elaborate bartering agreements. Pepsi had already been trading its soda for vodka since 1972, but when the vodka's popularity waned in the US, the Soviets upped the ante, offering literal warships instead. So in 1989, Pepsi agreed to buy the warships and pay for them partly with Pepsi. A joint venture was formed between Pepsi, a Norwegian shipping company, and the Soviet government, with Pepsi taking 25% of the ship's sales price as payment for Soviet Pepsi imports. Then in 1990, Kendall, the CEO of Pepsi, signed another deal, trading Pepsi for vodka and at least 10 Soviet-built ships. Technically, owning 17 submarines would have made Pepsi the 7th largest submarine fleet in the world. However, these weren't exactly top-of-the-line warships. The vessels were old, obsolete, and essentially unseaworthy. So why did Pepsi even bother with this crazy deal? Well, it was a multi-billion-dollar gamble on the future of the Soviet market. PepsiCo executives were banking on the Soviet Union's stability and hoped to establish a strong presence in the untapped market. In the end, though, the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 scuttled these plans. This story of Pepsi's navy may seem like a historical oddity, a product of the unique circumstances of the Cold War, but I also think it reflects the enduring realities of capitalism and reminds us that the quest for profit often leads to unusual and sometimes unsettling alliances and outcomes.